Hello friends, Teo here, and welcome to another Rogue Nightmare Devlog. Yay! There's a few things I want to talk about today. First, I want to talk a little bit about controls, because that's going to kind of tie into the next point. Basically, I'm trying to make the controls to this game as simple as they can be, so the game can be very approachable. Yeah, that's it. Right now, in the prototype, the only controls so far are arrow key movements: up, down, left, right, chu hey chu. You can use WASD, you can use the arrow keys on the keyboard. I'm using a DualShock 3 right now. Eventually I'm going to add touch controls so it can be played on mobile devices don't have like gamepads and keyboards and stuff. Well, not ones that you use for gaming. And which also means you can probably do mouse only. I wouldn't recommend playing this game mouse only, unless you like really have to. But yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and open up a random dungeon here, because I also want to talk about context-sensitive movement. Right now I'm just turning the character by pressing left and right, and then you can move by pressing up and down. So I'll press down to move backwards, like that, and I can press up to move forward, like that. And but even with just this directional movement controls, I'm still able to pick up items and battle with enemies without any need for additional controls. If you've ever played original Rogue, this is going to make sense to you, because that's pretty much how it works. You touch things to interact with them rather than standing next to them and pressing an additional button, which is more like console-style control if you're used to playing most things. But anyway, so like let's say I want to attack this red enemy here. Instead of standing next to it and pressing like an interact button or an attack button, I'm just going to press up as if I was going to walk on the space it's on. But since the space is occupied, instead of walking onto the space, it will interact with what's ever on that space. So I'm going to try and move forward. Boom. And wow, I actually killed the enemy. Was not expecting that. So let's go over here. This Apathy attacked me. Psh, I knew I was going to kill that. Those things are weak as crap. Oh, okay, these blue guys. Oh, lethargy is attacking me through the corner. These blue guys, I'm like at the corner of one right now. Here we go. I'm in front of this one. These are complacencies. If I move towards it, I'm going to attack this complacency, which is just the blue enemy. And bam! And then it attacked me back. It attacked me back. We're attacking each other back and forth. Now it's dead. I'll attack this Apathy. Oh, wow, that Apathy lived. And I did 7 damage to it. It must be high level. The levels are randomized. I have like 1,000,000 HP to start, so it doesn't really matter. But as you can see, I'm just bam, 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 bam. I'm interacting with them simply by moving. If I want to pick up these treasures, these white spheres are treasures, I can just move towards them, and you'll see, you got a treasure. You got a treasure. I got some treasures. There actually are no treasures right now. It's just a message that says you got a treasure. But I am working on the inventory system. There are some items coded into the game, but the actual ability to pick up and use items has not been coded yet, which is what I'm going to be doing next, now that I have a few potions in the game. Potions are going to be tea. If you played Mustache Ride, there was kind of a tea theme there. There was a tea cafe, and like, nobody's gonna know this. Like, I'm talking as if I'm like famous and everybody knows like my other game projects. But like, if you followed The Legend of Red Dragon Ranch at all before it was put on hiatus, then you'll remember that tea was also a very important item in that game as well. So instead of potions, you're going to have teas, and I'm not going to really go into that yet, because that'll be once I actually have more done with the inventory system. I can show you. And then you can also see, as I'm sitting here and running around and bumping things to interact with them, there's scrolling text. I programmed this today. I'm actually pretty proud of it, because I was not expecting it to work as well as it worked on the first try. I actually like just coded the entire system to display the text and cue the text and scroll the text and everything just all in one go, and it worked perfectly out of the box. I've encountered no glitches so far, though once I tried to go back and add the ability for the lines to disappear after they've been idle for a while like this, then I screwed it up. That didn't work. But I realized my mistake now, and I'm going to go back and fix that. I made the dungeons really small that are generating right now just for debug purposes, because I was testing the ability for all of these messages to come up. So I just wanted tiny dungeons filled with monsters and treasures. But I feel like there should be more. I don't feel like I got 5 treasures, and there should have been 5 treasures in here. No, I got all the treasures. But yeah, that's about it. If you've ever played the original Rogue, I would say the old DOS game, but I think it even existed before DOS, but I've only played the DOS version. That's pretty much what you do, is bump into things or step on them to interact with them. In this game, you won't be stepping on things. Like, to pick up an item, you won't walk over it. It will actually take a turn, and you'll like bump it to get the item. Items are actually going to be in some kind of boxes or things like that, and so you will actually be opening it and getting the box, and then you'll either be able to destroy the box or leave the box there, or it's just going to destroy the box by opening it. I'm not sure yet. That will be like a balance issue for much later. But pretty much what I'm going to be working on next, now that I have my pretty scrolling text, is making the scrolling text able to disappear. And it's pretty variable right now. I can change how many lines are on the screen at once before they start moving, and like how fast it scrolls and how much it waits between lines, and you know, how big the text is and what kind of shadow it has and stuff like that. So it'll be really easy to just pretty much paste this into the final user interface so that it looks nice. I'm also going to make like an additional list that remembers like the last so many lines that you can look up for reference if you've forgotten or something like that. So that's what I'm going to do with that. I'm also going to pretty much be expanding the battle system through the inventory, because I'm mostly going to be working on inventory next, and that also means working on the weapons as items, and those are going to expand on the battle system from what I have right now, because weapons are going to change how damage is dealt. Right now it's just comparing attack and defense, and you can see like when I was fighting this Apathy here, we did 6 and 5 damage back and forth. That 7 damage was probably toward another Apathy, not the same one. Because while the enemies, like each Apathy that's in the dungeon, has a random level and a random attack and defense and HP, but the damage itself is not very random right now, because some of that is going to come from what kind of weapon you have equipped, and there is just more randomness that I'm going to be adding in. I've just been like running around like this is not even an interesting thing to look at. Well, it's like a Christmas dungeon. Oh, and I'll talk really quickly about the enemy AIs. There are 3 different enemies that you see here. Now, you know what? I'll make enemy AI its own video later. When I have a few more different enemies and they actually do things. Like these blue guys right now, they all just seek the same spot and congregate around that spot and then just stand there. And that's really like not interesting. Whoa. Let's get attacked. But and that's not what they're gonna do. I was just like testing a seek pathfinding thing on them. I mean, they do need to use pathfinding, but right now they just use it to find a single space and congregate around that, which is not what they're going to do. I forget even what they're going to do. It's all planned out somewhere. I have notes. Oh, they're on the ground. I can't reach them. But yep, I'm gonna stop here. I pretty much just wanted to talk about how the controls are meant to be very simple. That to interact with things, you pretty much just will walk into them and it will be context sensitive. Whatever you walk into, it will interact appropriately. So if you walk into a treasure, it's not going to attack it, it's going to open it. And if you walk into an enemy, it's not going to like heal it, it's going to attack it or something like that. And then I just wanted to show my little scrolling text that I really enjoy. There will be like battle animations and stuff that will slow down the battle a little bit, so this isn't going to look as like slow and be so like behind like this. And there should normally not be like a giant gangbang of enemies like all over the place, like surrounding you constantly. That will happen if you've played Rogue or roguelikes. That happens, but it's not going to be so common where like this text is just going to be flying the whole time you play. And I can always speed up the text too. And I think that's it. I love Apathy. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm not good at closing things. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know. I just keep talking. So I pretty much just have to say, okay, I'm going, like, shut up, self. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you look forward to Rogue Nightmare. I know this is, like, not, like, exciting at all. It's like, wow, text appears on the prototype. But, like, it's exciting to me. And I just kind of wanted to give a little info about the, development, the progress. Yeah, okay, see, I'm doing it. I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching.